welcome back to the second episode of Zero to Hero in Rage Stage Online. We will be starting off from where we left off last time. We had our previously obtained Augment Prevent set for sale and locked off. Logging in, we can see that it's been sold and we've gotten a huge boost in terms of funds for our sharpshooter. Since we now have more money, we will start with getting 3 items, which will boost our stats a large amount compared to their cost. We want to keep the cost effectiveness as optimal as possible, since we want to minimize the amount of grinding we have to do. The first item is a mirage chest. According to the official website's database of stores, there's one for sale in Icicle. We will need to purchase 2 since we are solo, but if you're playing with a friend you can split and purchase one each, so you both get the mirage effect, or you can simply create another account and split the effect between 2 accounts, which is recommended. You're probably asking, why get the mirage effect and not use your money on gems instead? The mirage effect slightly boosts the normal stats while in a party with another married player, but also greatly increases movement speed while in a party, which is super helpful since almost all players are married, and it will be beneficial in partaking in world bosses, chaos Flandra, or other events. Gems on the other hand are rather expensive and much easier to farm yourself for the most time, at least up to level 6, which is the requirement for chaos Flandra characters, which we are aiming for so far. The marriage certificate is one of the items that can be thrown into your temporary bag, so put it in force slot and type /temp in the chat. The second item we're on the lookout for is the 4th rebirth stone. I found a stall for this in Argent. Your 4th rebirth will increase stats greatly and give us a scroll which unlocks Master Tele, which is one of the main skills used for stunning and movement in PvP. With another rebirth out of the way, we will have to do the usual few assignments that follows a rebirth: stat pumping and skill collection from NPCs. The 4th rebirth links can also be thrown into your temporary bag, so throw it in there. The Master Skill Scroll says we need to get either a Rosa Neck, a Master Neck, or Dark Neck to unlock its skills. For now we don't have any of those readily available to us, therefore we're just gonna put it off for now. But if you ask nicely in Discord or have a good friend in game, you can ask them if you can borrow one of those 3 items for a minute. And then you'll have the skills available right off the bat. The last and 3rd item for now is a cape. Capes can vary from level 1 to 7 depending on how much it's been upgraded, and give a large amount of stats, and certain stones can be forged into them. But for now, we're just gonna purchase a level 5 cape and leave it at that. Now, if you think I got handed a lot of money and it's incredibly unfair how carried I am, it's really not that bad. See, if you win one round of Sacred War where all player stats are equal, you can sell the win box for 300 billion. If you stay online and just go to timed maps and events, you can fairly easily gather the same amount, if not much more. In order for us to get the last piece of our unsealed fearless equipment, we're gonna take a trip to Thunder Path and grind with the merchant. Once done, we move the items gathered from the session into our sharpshooter and go and get the last items needed to unseal the piece. Two weeks pass where I don't log in since I need to manage other things. So just to summarize what we have so far, we have unsealed armor, unsealed glove, and unsealed boots, along with the unsealed fearless gun. Since 2 weeks has passed, our starter buff, which gives us 4 times more damage and reduces incoming damage to almost nothing, has been removed from all our characters. If you type /buff into the chat, you can see that it finds no buffs. But this is actually not that bad, since it's not an account-wide removal, but a character-based one. It can easily be bypassed by creating a new character to replace a previous created merchant, which were used for Thunder Path farming. So no worries, you can still farm efficiently, even if you haven't played for a while. As you can see, we now have the buff. Since we now have the full unsealed fearless set, we can move on to trading them. For trading a piece of equipment we need a class specific trait, so we will purchase that in a store. A trait can be implemented by using /upgrade in the chat window. A good source of income for new players is Sacred War. The portal can be teleported to by using /SW, and since it just opened, we're gonna give it a shot. In order for you to participate, you'll need the Medal of Valor we got last episode, and some honor to get a token of life from the NPC standing beside the entrance. If you're like me and don't have any honor right now, just go buy one from the stall. Your goal as a new player is to get in as much damage on the opposing team as possible to meet the reward bracket. So what you want to do is follow the directions called out in the camp chat and try to stick to other players. There's two captains, your own and the opposing team's captain, placed in the center of the map at each end. Between those two there's towers and a few mobs to protect each captain. This type of tower is of no use to you destroyed and should be skipped for either Devil Tower or the Advanced Tower. Why is this, I hear you asking? Well, the damage done to the opposing team can be increased by destroying towers. As seen in the picture, the yellow tower only increases damage by 10%, and its only purpose is to slow you down, whereas the Devil Tower increases damage by 15% and does damage to you. The same goes for the Advanced Tower, which deals great amount of damage to you and gives you 10% more damage. So prioritize your time and leave the yellow towers. If your team's good enough, you will get to the captain. The captain receives 100% of all incoming damage, so it's the best to attack him if it's possible. Since I crashed right before the round ended, I get to show you how to receive your reward if the same happens to you. Just go up to the NPC and it will check if you've been inside and have done enough damage. It will then hand out your respective reward, either a win box or participation reward. The next thing on our to-do list is getting our Fearless equipment fused. Since we want to keep the Fearless effect, we will have to either get a Fearless sigil or Fearless apparel set. But as you can see, the Fearless apparel is really expensive and will demand a lot of IGS farming. And the Fearless sigil will cost us 50 billion, so we're gonna do a little bit out of the ordinary trick, which I like to do. But before we get started on that, we're just gonna get the Fearless rings and Fearless neck. In order for us to get a Fearless apparel set relatively easily, we're gonna need a Sea Boy. Apart from the standard items you need for a new character, you will need a few sea tickets and a few ship atomizers and accelerators. Also, in order for us to cast the lightning current skill at sea, we will need corals. The boat board at Thundoria is the tankiest of them all, but you can also choose to go for the one at Icicle, which is the fastest. Corals are sold at the North of Argent and in the sea near the beach. Start with sailing from Serentan Harbor and take a whirlpool to the pirate hideout. From here we move northeast until we hit a little island, and on the other side we find a new whirlpool. And now you just move east until you hit the dock. It's probably about time that I spoil what we're going for. We're looking to kill the prehistoric giant octopus, which drops a fearless apparel box. You can use this to either create a sigil yourself through crafting, the blueprint comes from Elite Blueprints, or you can use it to use onto our unsealed fearless set. Since we docked at the first harbor, we can take out our ship here. In order for us to not get killed by the ships patrolling the area, just use stealth early and move right into the boss. Now that you've found it, just place yourself a little bit away, hold shift and click the lightning current skill. The lightning current skill in Rosewood does the same damage no matter how much gear you have, 4200. And there we go, we were lucky and got a fearless apparel set. Now that we have our apparel, we can use it and after that upgrade it. Fully upgraded apart from one part which needs a level. We need to get one strengthening gem possibly, and then it's fully level 20 all of it. Now we just need to suck up the equipment so we can put in some gems. And would you look at that, we have a full fearless set fused, upgraded, traded and socketed, along with matching accessories, ready to put gems into. So that's a wrap for this one, see you next episode.